This is Matt Russell, and welcome to the DailyFX Forum.
So here are the four pairs that I will be discussing this evening: the Euro Pound, the Aussie Kiwi, the Pound Swiss, and the Euro Swiss. So let's go ahead and pull up the charts. First chart is the Euro Pound. If you recall, during yesterday's report, I mentioned you might have a tentative bullish bias just beneath that 91 figure, as this is a previous resistance level here, also a previous support level right here. We can see the prices came down, drafted a borderline doji during yesterday's session. The only thing is that the downtrend preceding the formation of the doji wasn't that extensive. With that being said, I like the long trade here with a stop beneath the low of that doji candle right here, the borderline doji candle. The low there is 90.69, so maybe about the 90.59 area, and again, you'd look for an entry maybe down closer to that 91 figure to generate a more favorable risk to reward entry. The next chart is the Aussie Kiwi. Not much has changed here. Let me zoom out a little bit. This is a channel that I've been using for the past several months on the pair. I mentioned during yesterday's report this doji candle here. The only thing I didn't like is that prices never made it all the way up to the resistance level. With that being said, I would have a tentative bearish bias against the high of this doji candle right here, which is about the 124.20 area. But again, I'm a little, my confidence is not very high because I'd like to see at least a brief penetration of the upper resistance line. So this is certainly something we can watch over the next 24 to 48 hours as prices do approach that 124 figure and the white upper resistance line of the channel. We might look for short trades, placing our stop about 50 pips or so above this white line. The next chart is the Pound Swiss, and as I mentioned during yesterday's report, we did have a doji at the longer term resistance level, this white line here. The only problem is during the next session, prices did come up, penetrated the resistance line again. I just don't like the way the market's reacting to the line. It's like it's not respecting the line. With that being said, I would still have a bearish bias on the pair right now, with a high located above the high of these candle wicks right here, or the high of the doji candle, which is about the 66.75 area. So maybe about the 67.25 is where I'd like to place my stop. So that's an area that we can use to set up short trades. But again, my confidence is a little low because even as I speak right now, prices are above this resistance line. So the whole premise of the trade idea based on that line, it could be a little bit negated now. But again, I would give this personally about another 24 hours or so and make sure prices get down back beneath this white line during this daily candle. The next chart is the Euro Swiss, and this is the triangle pattern that I've been using for the past several reports now. And if we zoom in closer, again, I do favor an eventual upside breakout here of the longer term triangle pattern, but over the short term we can see that this line, the resistance line, is clearly acting as resistance. So I would have a tentative short term bearish bias against this white line here, but I would be waiting and watching for an upside breakout. So more conservative traders might just stay on the sidelines here and wait for a close, a daily close above this white resistance level, which will confirm the breakout from the triangle. Short-term traders might use this line to set up short trades, maybe about 50 pips or so in profit. Again, my name is Matt Russell. Thank you for listening, and please stay tuned for a preview of the DailyFX forums. I want to go ahead and formally welcome everybody to the DailyFX forum. And I want to explain a little bit about the forum and the wealth of information that you can obtain from the forum, and how to go about doing so, how to find the things you want. So I'm just going to dive right in right now. And this is DailyFX.com, and this is usually how I navigate my way towards the forums. Obviously, you know, it really depends on each individual how they access the forums, but this is how I go ahead and do it. I go DailyFX.com, go ahead and click on the forum on top, and this brings you to the DailyFX forum homepage, and this highlights the most recent posts with the subject. So if you see anything that you're interested in, you can obviously go ahead and click. What I like to do is click on the forums tab like this, and go ahead and view the forums in the normal, typical way that forums are set up. And here you go, there are a bunch of threads down here. And I'm just going to go ahead and go directly to the forum, the video you just viewed, where you viewed it. So let's go ahead. This is the DailyFX Instructor Tips Forum, identifying trades with DailyFX. That's me. And go ahead and click on the most recent post. So this is where you are right now viewing the video, although the video will be the video beneath this one that you're watching right now. So Normally, when I'm on the forums, and what I would do is just scroll up to the top. Certainly, you can check out any of my previous videos, and especially if I did mention them in the report or in the video that you're viewing at that moment. And what I will do is go ahead and click on the forums, and then look for the forums that I like, that I have interest in. One of them would be the Euro Dollar forum, and this again, it's really up to each individual trader as to exactly how they want to use the forum. Personally, what I like to do, the first thing I do is I'll go to the Euro Dollar thread. I'll go and click on the latest post. And what I'll do here is, and again, I just want to really emphasize this point. It depends on your exact mindset when you're viewing. And me as a trader, I have some experience. So what I do and how I personally use the forum is I go through and I'll read what people are saying about the euro, what their trade ideas are. I certainly try to maintain my own individual objectivity, and I really don't pay much attention to what other traders are saying in terms of my trading. I'm not going to certainly see something on a forum and then go jump into a trade, but what it will do, it will open my eyes to certain trading opportunities, maybe a certain line or a certain time frame that I haven't looked at before. So that's one way that I personally like to utilize the DailyFX forum. But certainly for newer traders, there are plenty of topics that you can go over. Let's say you might not be well versed in terms of certain currency pairs that you want to learn about. Scalping, you might not know what Elliott wave is. You can go ahead and click there and see exactly what you can understand, what you might not understand, and then certainly feel free to ask questions about any of these topics that you have. Maybe the carry trade, maybe you have some questions about that, or the sentiment, the SSI, or the latest economic news, FX programmers, the webinars, MT4. Any questions about active trader, you can go ahead and click on those threads. So again, it's very free, very open, and there is a wealth of information here and just waiting for to be utilized. Again, this is Matt Russell. Thank you for listening.